And for the local development, will give you flexibility to test your application in different configurations of PHP MySQL without any overhead. Like, you can just start different containers with whatever configurations you want with the PHP 7, PHP 5, MySQL 5.8, like that. Whatever configurations you need, you just have to keep starting new Docker containers, and your code will remain same, and you can run it in the same time, whatever, like that. So we'll start with we'll jump to the terminal. Let's set it up. So one problem we can face having Docker is how to manage your files. So if you're keeping the files inside the Docker, it will be hard for you to use your IDE to edit that files and do uh, development as you do right now with the local with developing inside your host itself. So for that, Docker provides a feature called mapping the volume, attaching the volumes of your host machine to the container. So that will help us to keep our files in the host machine itself and use our own ID or whatever you can do, whatever you prefer. And at the same time, you can run those files inside the Docker so that you can run your application inside the Docker. So let's start with we need to create a directory in our host machine. So let's see where I am in my home directory. Let's create a new directory. Today I'm going to create a Laravel application, so I will call it as Lara app. So this is my path to my Laravel application. Let's start a Docker container. So for that, sudo docker run minus name. So I'm going to call it as PHP app, and -p means port mapping. So I'm mapping my container port 80 to my host machine's port 80. So if you see, I don't have a Apache server running on my host. So now you are seeing site cannot be reached. Let's see what happens after running this. So, and -v, this is for mapping the volume from host machine to the container. Here I am providing my local host machine's path, lx/lara app, to the host containers path, that is var www html. html/lara app. So I'm going to create it inside a folder. Then I want to run it as a demo. And which version of PHP Apache container has started. So let's see what happens here. Now you can see my server is running, but I don't have any files inside the server, so it's giving me forbidden error. Let's create a file inside my folder. So for that, I'm opening my IDE. Now I have created one file. Let's go to my folder. Now you can see here. So this is running from my Docker container, but I am editing my files and using my IDE. That's how simple it is to set up the PHP development inside the Docker. So we are not stopping here. We are going ahead to set up a Laravel application to install the basic extensions and install the composer, using the composer, like that. So for executing those things, we need to get into the Docker container. Now we are in the host machine's terminal, so we need to enter into the terminal of my Docker container. For that, I have to run Docker container. For that, I will run this command, sudo docker exec -it, name of my Docker container, and the command. So now I am inside the Docker container. Here we can run any commands which will get executed in the Docker container. So you can see my PHP version is PHP 7.1. Let's install some basic libraries for our Linux box. First we will update the repositories. Okay, so we have updated the repositories. Now let's install some basic stuffs, which is git, zip, satellite, one git, which is required for PHP zip. Okay, those things are installed. Now we need to install some PHP extensions which is required for Laravel and Composer. So for that, Docker is providing a tool called Docker PHP ext install. Using this command, you can install any PHP extensions you want. For example, right now we need mv string, zip. That's all I think. So it will install those two PHP extensions inside our Docker. Okay, so both of the extensions are installed. Now we can install the Composer. For that, we'll get the install Composer. DigitalOcean provides a one-line command for doing that. So here it is. Since we already have these things, it's fine. Just run this command. Okay, now Composer is installed. If we ls here, I can see the Lara application folder which we already created using the volume attaching when we started the Docker. So now I am going to install Laravel installer. For that, just go to Laravel documentation, copy this command, execute it here. Okay, now the Laravel installer is installed. Now we can use Laravel. We'll use the same folder name, and since the folder is already there, we'll append the force flag. It will create a new Laravel application inside that same folder. It's going to take some time. We'll wait. Okay, Laravel application has been installed. Since we have run this Laravel installer as a root, we need to change the permissions of that folder. So if you see, it's around permissions. So let's see, sudo, no sudo is needed. Change owner to www data. That's it. Then if we go to the Laravel application / public, where the Laravel's entry point is, see, it's running fine. That's all. Now if you want to edit it from, if we go to the IDE, see here you can see all the files. Before one editing making changes, just exit this thing. And one more thing you have to do is, since we have changed the permission of that file, it's the owners are root, so we'll change it. Sudo ch crew lx, which is the user in my host machine. Okay, Now I can make changes. Resources, for example, will make a small change in Docker. No, I don't see I have permission, so no, I don't have the right permission. Sudo chmod -r775. Okay, I'm going to permission. Retry. Fine. Let's see. Laravel and Docker. That's it. That's simple. All right. Okay. Thank you for watching. Keep subscribe for watching latest videos. Thanks. Bye for now.